There you go.
Oh, we are live. Hi everyone, I'm Yifang. I'm living in Ottawa, Ontario now. I'm running online business owner. Today I have a special guest, Mrs Debra. Inspiration, successful business. Um, Hi, Mrs. Dara. Thank you so
Hi.
much for your invitation to my page share about your story and your journey about this business. Thank you so much. First of all, can you share about a little about yourself for everyone to know about you?
Sure. I'll introduce myself. My name is Deborah McClanagan. I now live in the beautiful city of Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And first of all and foremost, I am a child of God. I'm a mother of 6, a grandmother of 19, and a great-grandmother of 6. And I'm a successful online business owner.
Yeah, thank you so much. I know that's the same age as you. They is always uh, to want get retired. They don't want they don't want to work. why why did you want to work and why did you find an online job at that time?
Pardon me? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, I know that's the same age as you. They don't want go to work. They want to get retired.
Well,
So
you know what? In Canada, retirement is not what people think it is. They used to say after you got my age, after you turn 65 and older, you know, years. But there are the golden years, but it isn't because most people that retire today don't have the money or live the lifestyle that they would like to do or be able to help the people they would like to help. So, finding an alternative way of earning income is probably the best thing for any age group ever to do because you do it from the comfort of your own home or wherever you choose to be. Because if you have a cell phone, you can run an online business from anywhere in the world. So you're not tied down to being at home in front of your computer all day, only if you choose to, but you can be on the go and building your business at the same time. And that's what people today are looking for. They want to be their children or people my age want to be able to be around their grandchildren or be able to travel and do the things they couldn't do when they were raising a family.
yeah. As first time when you watch the webinar about this business, so did you have a skeptical at that time?
Yeah, I was because I had never done anything online, right? I was
Yeah.
these people that kept a little circle on my computer covered with tape. And my daughter kept saying, Mom, they can't see you if you're not on a camera turned on. I said, well, I'm just going to be safe and keep it covered, right? So I was one of those people. So when I came across this ad for this business back in 2016, I looked at it and I knew the minute I looked at it that this business would work. I didn't know how long it would take. I had no idea anything about social media. I'd never ever put a picture on Facebook. So I had no idea what I was going to do because I wanted to do something from home. Nobody wants to hire anybody over the age of 60. I had to come to that realization. But I didn't have enough money to be able to retire. There's no way I would have been a burden on my children. I would have had to live with my children. I would have had to be a burden on them. And I just wouldn't have been able to do it. So when I saw this business, I knew it wasn't a get-rich-quick scheme. I knew that it was going to take a lot of work and dedication on my part. But anything that is good in your life is worth working for.
Yeah.
This is good in my life. I've seen it change so many lives. But you have to be patient. It's not something that happens quickly. It takes time. And that's why it's sustainable. And that's why we can build it into a income that we can get the rest of our life, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's the goal, is to build your business to a point where you have income coming in every month because of the work you've done prior. And that's what this business is about. It's people helping people, and it's it's just changed so many lives in so many different ways. And now we have five income streams. Like that's awesome, right? So people have different ways of getting started. They have, they have different things they can do once they're in the business. And I don't know. I just have so much love and passion for this business because what it has done in my life, that I think everybody should at least try it. They have nothing to lose to just try it, right?
Yeah, yeah. And at that time, when you run this business, your family, this your family supports you.
My family, what?
Your family support for you.
Should buy it for me? I'm sorry, I don't. You're really clear.
Agree with you for you run this business.
Oh, they thought I was crazy. They thought I was crazy. They all thought I was crazy. They said, "What are you doing?" Like, and I said, "You just watch and see. You just watch and see," because not everybody agrees with an alternative way of
Yeah,
doing business,
yeah.
right? It's not the norm, and especially my generation. We were raised to get a good education, marry a rich man, get a good job, so that you can have a good retirement. Well, nowadays, very few companies benefits, right?
Yeah.
Pensions, because it's too costly for the business owner. So unless you're fortunate enough to be in business with a company that pays a really good pension, you're on your own, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so but as they've watched me grow and become successful, I've got two that have joined me in the business, and it's amazing. Like, this business is for everybody that chooses to. I still have kids that aren't even on the internet yet because they choose not. So, they're ones that will never be able to build an online business because they're not online, right? Most people today are online, and especially the last 2 years, because everybody was stuck in their home. So what did they have to do? They had to socialize online, right? And for this business, to me, it's socializing online. I get to talk to people all over the world. I would never have met you, Ren, if it wasn't for the online world, right? I talk to people all over the world every day. Last night, we did a painting class with people. There was ladies there from Italy, there was ladies there from Canada, United States, and me here in Mexico. So, you know, you build a life as well as an income, a sustainable income that you can support yourself. But it takes time. It takes time.
Yeah, yeah. I know that when at that time when you run this business, you have no experience about tech savvy. You have no experience about social media. How
No,
how you can get over it, and
oh
how
my
you can
gosh.
get successful like this. You know you are now.
That was my biggest struggle with the business. Like, I used to work on a computer 12 to 14 hours a day doing database programs, income tax programs, anything to do with bookwork and things like that. But I never took the time to learn social media because I didn't want to. After working on a computer all day, I didn't want to spend time on it doing something else, right? So, anyways, thank God I had a grandson that had patience with his old grandma. He was 12 at the time, he's 18 now. Anyways, he showed me how to put a picture on Facebook, and he said, "Grandma, anything you want to do on your computer, You Google it. So he taught me how to Google. And he said, you just ask the question, how do I put a picture on Facebook? Question mark. And your answer will come up. So anyway, that first day, I'd taken notes and he'd shown me, and then, it was a Sunday afternoon. So I spent the day with the family after church and stuff. And then after they went home Sunday night, I'm right in my office trying to put a picture on Facebook with him. I'm doing that, and all these things are coming up. YouTube this, YouTube that, and I'm saying, well, that's not what I'm asking. So I waited till the next day. Instead of trying to figure it out on my own, because I was afraid to, click here, click there, I called him after school and I said, Casey, honey, this just isn't working for grandma. He said, well, what are you doing? So I told him, and he said, down on the bottom right corner, it says skip ad. You skip that ad and then your answer's there. I said, well, you didn't tell me that one, right? So I had quite the learning curve to learn social media. But you know what? Got it. I have it. And I learned something new every day. But, was it worth it? You want to bet it was worth it because, look, I'm living in beautiful Mexico with the wonderful warm weather and, living where I've always wanted to live, and not everybody gets to live out their dream. And that's really sad when I see people my age that can't travel, they can't do the things they want to do, they can't go see the people they want to see. It breaks my heart because there is a way for them to get around that. They just have to put a little bit of time and effort into building an online business, and they'll have that. And like I say, don't wait until you're ready, 1 foot in the grave, because it takes time to build a successful business. And, anybody can do it. And for me to see people with young children, oh my goodness, like this, they could be doing this part-time while they're working and getting this all built to success, and then boom, they're home with their families, they're traveling. We have so many families in this business that travel the world. They take their children and they go. And they live in this country for a while, that country for a while, and their children are getting educated, high educations, because they're getting to see the geography of the world, and they're getting to see, what's happening in each country firsthand, right? It's amazing what people can do when they put their mind to doing something and become successful. And, people just aren't afraid of failure. People are afraid of success. What are they going to do if they become successful? What are they going to do with their money? Well, you know what? You have to do good things. For good things to happen, you have to do good things. If we plan on doing bad things with our money, then good things aren't going to come to us. But when we plan on doing good things with our money, then all kinds of good things come to us, right? I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a firm believer that you have to live by faith, not fear, because I was afraid of everything when I started this business. And when I get over the fact of being afraid of putting my picture on Facebook or talking in public like this, for the world to see, then my business skyrocketed. So, sometimes you just got to get out of your comfort zone and do what you need to do. Oh, you're muted.
I think that's because in your energy is very strong, so you can overcome. You can over every difficult, so you can get successful. Yeah. Yeah, because I think that's with you can do it, you can do it, you can get successful in this business. So
Yes.
Your mindsets are very strong, very strong. So this time when you run this business, I think that is very hard for you. Sometimes you get bored, you want to give up.
Never ever did I want to give up. It just made me more stronger to want to be able to do this. you know, because,
Mm-hmm.
but I did have thoughts of maybe I'm too old, maybe I'm too stupid, like, maybe, maybe, but that was fear setting in, right? And I had to I had to get the faith that I could believe in myself, that I could
Yeah.
do it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's where it starts first, is
Yeah.
what we think. And I had to get that into my mind that yes, I can do this, and I am smart enough, and I'm not too old, and it will work for me. And this business has so much integrity, and the, the aspects of everything about it is so beneficial to everybody. Like it's so beneficial to everybody and anybody that it changes lives. Like the whole way around. Your health, when you're stress free, you're healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because most marriages today have issues because of the lack of money. And
Yeah.
that brings stress into a marriage. It brings stress into a life. It brings stress into around their children. And then they worry, how am I going to pay my electrical bill this month? That's terrible. And I've been there, that I had to worry about how I was going to pay my electrical bill. How am I going to pay my phone bill? How am I going to pay my mortgage? I won't be able to put gas in my car this week. Like, the kids need this, the kids need that. That is the worst life ever to live. God did not put us on earth to struggle like that. He put us on earth to be prosperous and healthy and happy.
Yeah.
But we need to have wisdom and knowledge
Yeah.
for that to happen. We
Yeah.
just don't wave a magic wand and it happens. It's
Yeah.
up to us.
Yeah.
We cannot expect somebody else to make us happy. We cannot expect somebody else to make us wise. And we can definitely not expect somebody else to make us prosper, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
up to us.
Yeah. 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 And you can share well, when you run this business, you can learn and
Oh,
benefit. You can get run this business for everyone to know.
if you can watch a video
Yeah.
and read, you can build this business because we have 100% training. We
Mm.
have all the system and all the tools for somebody to build an online business, but you have to do the training. And our training is all video based. So, it'll show you, you do this, and then you do it, and then it says do this, and then you do it. Like it's there, step by step by step by step. And the minute somebody joins this business, they have a mentor and a coach, so they're never left alone. And there's group videos all the time. We have a chat group that people go into that you can ask a question. It depends on what level you're doing or what you're doing in the business. There's a chat group for each topic. And that's where you go to ask a question about that topic. And everybody is willing to help everybody because there's no competition in this business. So, everybody's willing to help everybody. And that's how I learned was, I started getting, business partners joining me and they would ask me a question. I'd say, I don't have a clue, but let's figure it out, and we used to Zoom and we'd walk through the training together. And that's how I learned the ins and outs of this business is by helping other people. So, it's a people helping people business. And sometimes we just need to work with somebody else, our mentor or coach or friend, somebody that's in the business. Doesn't even matter if you're in the same financial group, we still work together. And that's the awesome part about this. But there's so many things, like every training group, every training mastermind that we've had since this business started has been recorded. And if once you're a business partner, and you can go in and watch them all if you choose, every training. So, if you need a boost on this part or that part, you go in and watch that information. And, I just can't tell people enough. how much this business changes lives and how well the system is put together. But you know, the first step is your mindset. You've got to decide whether you're going to do it. But if you say to yourself every day, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this, well, guess what? You can't do it. You've already convinced yourself, right? But you know what? I put my feet on the floor every morning when I wake up and I say, thank you, Lord, for giving me another day. Who can I be a blessing to today? Instead of, you know, saying, oh, did I make any money? Did I make any money? You know, because doing good brings good. Being greedy brings greed. And that's not good, right? So, you know, this business has changed so many lives, so many mindsets. Like, you know, it's just an opportunity. And like I've seen people join this business not because they need money, but because they like the socialization and the positivity of it, you know? And that's awesome. And the money they make is just a bonus to them, you know? But they're good at this. They're lively and they're happy and you know, they're not complaining. They're always upbeat and they're always smiling. And you go to a job because I worked 42 years in the workforce. And you go into work and you say good morning and it's you know, and you're lucky if you get in a morning. And sometimes it can be colorful language too. So, you know, you don't get that here because they don't allow negativity into our business. And that is one thing I thank, you know, the founders of this every day for that, because what an awesome opportunity for people to live a positive life.
So the last question I want to ask you, can you give us people they want to find an opportunity or solution to train their flight. Yeah.
Yeah.
How? Yeah, yeah. Well, and people who planning who new business owner, how to start an online business and get successful like you.
Well, you know what? Their first step, and we all start the exact same way. You register on Wen's website there. You register on there. You go and watch the 90-minute information session. Watch it in full. At the end, we're going to give you the opportunity to pay $149. Now, with that $149, we're going to send you 2 3/4 hours more of information about this business. Plus, we'll be sending you ongoing emails. You have 30 days to look over all that information. On the 30th day, if you decide it's not for you, we'll give you back your $149. We're not out there to take their $149. But if they decide this business, they want to go for it like you did and I did and thousands of others have, then they book their coaching call with their coach. And their coach will go over more information about the business and tell them what we are, how we operate, and how to get started. So, you know, and then that 149 will give you the full training. And, you know, if they had to go to university to purchase that training, it would cost them thousands and thousands of dollars, because the training is more than just an online business training. It trains us in all kinds of different things. So it's a way of building a lifestyle that relieves stress, right? And everybody that comes into this business joins the exact same way. Exactly. There's no alternative, right? It's the exact same way.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Debra. Hi, everyone. If you want to find a trend or a solution to train their life, so you can find an understanding about this business. And how to do that, you can
Pick
give
your baby up. Pick
your
your
name
baby up.
and
That's awesome. Pick your baby up. You're so blessed to be home with your baby and be able to do this business. Pick your baby up and show him to the world. Because you know what? That's what this business is about, is being able to be home with your babies, and you can work and earn money and still have your babies in your arm. So folks, make sure you register on Wen's website and watch the information session. You can change your life. You can change your family's life, your friend's life. But you know what? A lot of people don't join these type of businesses because they don't want to bug their family and friends. You don't need to bug your family and friends. But I always say, you better tell everybody what you're doing, because if you don't tell people what you are doing, you're not being proud of what you're doing. And the thing of it is, this is something, if you went and got a job at Walmart, you would go and tell your family, come shopping at Walmart, I'm working there and making minimum wage. Well, here you have an online business that you could be making 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures a year. And, you know, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. Don't let it pass you by.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mrs Debra. Yeah,
You're
so
so
you
blessed.
can save your time to go my page to say about user and give us some advice how to start an online business and get successful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And you take care, God bless. And I love seeing you holding your baby in your arms, because that just shows people that you can work an online business and
Yeah,
still be with your children, right?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
he's a sweetheart.
Yeah. I can stay home to take care of my son, so also my baby, and I can do run a business together.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
That's a good. It's I can guess benefits from this business. I'm grateful so much about this business. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much. Yeah. And I want to say thank you you again. I appreciate you so much. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you so much for inviting me. It blesses me when
Yeah.
you invited me to come on and talk with you, because I love talking about the business.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. God bless you.
Yeah. God bless you too.